Hey guys, this is another Federation battle. As many of you know, I'm actually now the OU champion of the YouTube Pokemon Battling Federation. I'll leave the link to that great YouTube project in the video description, so make sure you check it out. I just want to say that because of my commitment to the Battling Federation, usually I'll try to have it be every Tuesday. I'll be posting my YouTube Battling Federation battle in both the Federation YouTube channel and here. But I just want to give another shout out to the YouTube Pokemon Battling Federation. It's really a great project. I think you will all enjoy it. If you haven't heard about it or seen it already, like I said, check it out. It's a really cool project. And here is my second battle as OU champion, and I hope you enjoy. Hey guys, it's TheKillerNacho again. I am the OU champion of the Pokemon YouTube Battling Federation, and this is the challenger that I have this week, TimPJee. And I lead with a Dalzelf, he leads with a Metagross, and we both set up Stealth Rocks turn 1. He's going to Bullet Punch me to get some damage on me before I'm able to set up the Fire Blast on it, or use the Fire Blast on it. And he does have the Aqua Berry, so it doesn't quite kill him. But another Fire Blast will, so I decide just to go for it, and he ends up getting the Burn, which was just really bad for him. But he doesn't want his Metagross to go down quite yet, so I just go for the Fire Blast, and it hits his incoming Heatran, which is bad for me. And his Heatran, as you can see, has leftovers, so I know it's not Scarf, so I don't have to worry about that. And I just want to get damage on it, so it doesn't get like a free setup or anything, so I go for the Explosion. And he goes for the sub, so he sets up the sub. He does have enough health after the Explosion to do it, and that kind of makes me sad. So I go into Suicune, and I just don't want it to do anything, so I decide to go for the Roar, just to get it out of there. And, yeah, he does have the sub up, but the Roar goes through the sub and gets rid of his sub and gets rid of the Heatran. So he gets roared into Metagross, and I kind of figure he might explode. And after the burn, I'm not too afraid of it exploding on like a steel type like my Metagross. He does go for the explosion, and after the burn and the resistance, it still does about half. And I'm just like, wow, that really does show you just the offensive potential of Metagross to be burned and resisted, and still do it like a buttload like that. So here he sends out Rotom Appliance, which is the water form, I think, the one with Hydro Pump. And he goes for the Will-O-Wisp on my switch. I kind of predicted that, and I went into Suicune because I really don't care if Suicune is burned as much as anything else, because Suicune is a special Pokemon, obviously. I don't think he'll go for it twice, so I go out into Flygon. He's at excuse me. He sets up the Light Screen, and that's not too good. I go for the Outrage just because I want to get as much damage on this thing as possible, and it doesn't even do half, and that's like crap. He sets up the burn on Flygon, which isn't good, and obviously a burn Flygon isn't going to be able to do much for me. I'm just going to keep going for the Outrage since I'm locked into it. He goes into his Heatran, who has really, really low health, and I don't finish it off because of the burn and the resistance, and I do get the third Outrage, and I'm just hoping the third Outrage will be able to finish off the Heatran, but it doesn't. It survives with, like, I don't know, a sliver of health left, and Lava Plumes me. But I'm still pretty sure another Outrage will, and I really have nothing to lose with Flygon. I mean, Flygon's kind of useless at this point, so I decide to stay in and try to go for the Outrage, and I get it, which means I'm able to take down the Heatran, and that's pretty nifty. Flygon is still burned and confused, so I don't think he'll be able to do much for the rest of the match. He goes into a Raikou. I'm just going to try to Outrage it because I don't have a choice, but I hurt myself in my confusion, and he's going to finish me off with Hidden Power Ice, and that's going to take down Flygon. And that's not too good. And Raikou's going to eat his leftovers, and I go into Tyranitar, because after the Sandstorm special defense boost for Rock types, I don't think he'll be able to do a whole lot to me. And this is a Dragon Dance Tyranitar. I thought he'd switch, so I go for the Dragon Dance, but instead he just sets up the sub. But that's still not too bad for me. The worst thing he can really do is Thunderbolt me, and Thunderbolt won't be doing a whole lot after the Sandstorm special defense boost. And he actually just retreats after he sees the Dragon Dance. He goes into his Choice Scarf Hitmonlee. He said it was Choice Scarf, that's how I know know. But I did go for the Earthquake here, which means it's going to be able to take down the Hitmonlee. He probably should have just Death Foddered something and gone into it, but I guess he didn't want to risk me setting up a second Dragon Dance, which would have been horrible for him. So he goes into Latias now, and I'm not really too afraid of Latias, so I just go for the Stone Edge. And yeah, it'll KO at this point because of Tyranitar's amazing attack and the fact that Stone Edge is stabbed and a really powerful move on Tyranitar. He goes into Wishy-Washy again. I'm just going to taunt it, predicting a Will-O-Wisp because I don't want to miss Stone Edge and him Will-O-Wisp me. But instead he goes for the Hydro Pump, which is a good prediction on his part. Too bad Hydro Pump doesn't do a whole lot to me because of the Sandstorm special defense boost for the third time. And it's not even going to be a 2-hit KO, so I'm going to be able to finish off him with Stone Edge here if I hit, but I miss. He does hit with Hydro Pump, and that's not too good because it's going to hit me down to pretty low health. And I just kind of have to hope that I don't miss Stone Edge twice in a row because that would just be horrible. So I'm just going to go for the Stone Edge. Hopefully it'll hit and take down the Rotom, and I do hit, and that's going to take out the Rotom, which is really helpful. And Tyranitar is a beast. I mean, Tyranitar is just amazing. I mean, sure, with Scizor is a good counter to it, but if your opponents don't run Scizor and you have a counter to Scizor in your team, I would definitely recommend trying out Tyranitar. But his last guy is Raikou. Obviously, I can Earthquake for the KO. So great game, TimPJee. Rate, comment, subscribe, the Federation, and myself. Bye. Hey guys, today's question of the day is a bit of an odd one, but think about it for a second. What is your favorite secondary status effect in Pokemon? I asked about status effects, like actual status effects before, but not secondary ones. And the secondary status effect is like a status effect that doesn't have the status symbol. It's like usually a condition, like Confusion, or Leech Seed, or what's another one? Attraction. There's quite a lot of them in Pokemon, actually. But leave a comment about your favorite secondary status effect. My favorite secondary status effect is Leech Seed because when you can get it off on a Pokemon, it really forces switches nicely because your opponent obviously doesn't want to be losing health and giving it to you each turn. But leave a comment about your favorite secondary status effect, and that's pretty much any status that's not Poison, Sleep. Poison, Sleep, Burn, Freeze, I think. Anything that's not one of the main status effects. So leave a comment about that, and rate, comment, subscribe, guys. See you guys next time.